Guess what? Another week has gone by. Guess what? Let me see. Zoom is check. Tascam 12 is check. That's right. Another week has gone by. You gotta love it. It's been a beautiful day outside, and you all are officially rolling with Ramsey. Come on now. Hey, how's everybody doing? Man. Oh man. It is crazy to understand and see what's taking place right now in the nation. And unfortunately, as of right now, the U.S. surpasses 250,000 COVID deaths. And today, for me, is kind of a somber day per se. And the reason why I say that is because I want to give a mad shout out to a wonderful guy by the name of Brian Garland, aka BG. He passed away today of the coronavirus. So it's reached out and it's touched me. He's up in the state of Michigan, part of a wonderful group of guys that I go golfing with. And I found out today that BG passed away from COVID. And it just hurt me. It touched me. Man, it hurt my heart to hear it. A wonderful, wonderful guy. I mean, just you couldn't ask for a better person. BG he was just a real cool guy, fun to be around, awesome on the golf course, just a really cool guy, really nice to everyone. And so we got to talk about this thing today, man, because the coronavirus doesn't care how much money you make. Rona don't care whether you're black or white, Asian, Latino, Latina, Native American, German, don't matter. If I left anybody out, I apologize. Canadian, it don't matter where you at in the world. The coronavirus does not care. It does not care. And in the United States of America, we have surpassed 250,000 deaths when it comes to the coronavirus. 250,000, that's over 250,000 people have died. That is insane. That's all I'm gonna say. It is just insane. It is. That is insane. That just to have that. And all I'm saying is that we can do better. We should do better. Now the problem with this is, you all know what the problem is. Y'all know what the problem is. Y'all want to say, okay, Chuck, what do? We voted the man out. Now he don't want to go home. He done already led us into this dark hole, and he got half of us blind, not even wanting to put on a mask that could save lives. But we're not going to make this a dark show. I really want y'all to interact with me. I want you to talk with me about it. How do you feel? Because guess what? There's some great things on the horizon. I got to give credit where credit is due. The Trump administration did come up with Operation Warp Speed. And I believe it's not one, not two, but three different companies have have vaccines that are at least 90 to 95% or close to 95% effective. Now, I'm talking to a lot of my friends, a lot of people I know that I interact with. And you know what they're telling me? Well, I don't know if I'm going to take the vaccine. I don't know if I'm going to take the vaccine. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I served in the military for 23 years. Y'all know that. Flew Black Hawk helicopters. I still, to this day, probably couldn't tell you what I got inoculated with during basic training because I was in the line and they shot us in both arms. I'm still standing. And it wasn't just one. It was a couple of, it was 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 of them shots we got during basic training. I'm still standing. All I'm saying is this, is by the time that this vaccine gets out to where it's available to the normal public, it has been, this thing has a spotlight on it like never before. If there was ever going to be something safe to take, you can trust and believe it is going to be checked, triple checked, quadruple checked 1,000 times over. All the scientists, good and bad, are going to be looking at it, going to be reviewing it. I have faith in Dr. Fauci. That's like me going up to him and saying, Dr. Fauci, I want you to get in this helicopter and fly it out of here. Man, this man knows his job. He's going to look at me like I'm crazy. But when it comes to infectious diseases and making sure that he's saying things that are coming out of his mouth that are truthful and that are correct, Dr. Anthony Fauci is the one. So if he says, hey, this vaccine by Pfizer is good to go, boom, let's do it. Or if he says the other one is good to go, boom, let's do it. It's 2 or 3 of them. I'm telling y'all right now, I'll be one of the first people to say, hey, I'm ready. When it's available, I'm going to get the shot. Some people are scared. I don't know. I don't want to be the first. Whatever. I'm going. My father's 92. I interact with him on a daily basis. I owe it to him to go get it. But either way, I would still go get the shot. I would go get the vaccine. First of all, yes, I have the official Rollin Wit Ramsey mask right here. Excuse me. That's official right there. The Rollin Wit Ramsey mask. Let me give you a little shot. Bam. It's called marketing. You know what I'm saying? So I got my official Rollin Wit Ramsey mask. This is not a political statement. This does not say I don't feel like my rights are being taken away when I put this on. Guess what? I feel it is my patriotic duty as a soldier on the ground helping fight the war we are in battle with against COVID-19, aka the coronavirus. Are you doing all that you can do? Are you being all that you can be to take one from the army to help fight this war? That's all I want to know. Are you being all you can be when it comes to help fight this war, this coronavirus? Are you? Because guess what? We've got to try to do everything that we can do. And if it just requires me to put on a simple face mask, dang. Sergeant Major Spicer, I see you. You're rolling with Ramsey. Come on now. He said 250,000 deaths and people still think it's fake. Ridiculous. A simple face mask. Now, I want everyone to think about it. Yes, I said it a few minutes ago. You said, Chuck, what are we supposed to do? We voted the man out of office. He act like he don't want to go home. But the current president of the United States knew about this virus way back in February and knew that it was 5 times worse than the common flu. Instead, he kept telling us that it was fake. He kept saying it was fake news. The virus was going away. He said it was a Democratic ploy, all this stuff. When guess what? He's mad that he lost the election. But here's what I do know. If he'd have put on a mask and showed and exercised just a little bit of leadership, just a little bit, if he'd have put on a mask, exercised some leadership, and said we need to mask up to fight this virus and listen to Dr. Fauci and the CDC, he would still be the president of the United States. He would have won the election hands down. That's just my opinion. But I know if he'd have got that right and still had a vaccine on the back end on the way up, almost here to us, he would still be president. But he could not exercise just a little bit of leadership. He failed us on the simplest thing, wearing a mask. He failed us. And when he failed us, guess what? He failed us all. He did. He failed us all. Because by failing us all, guess what he did? People died. People have died. My friend passed away today. Sergeant Major retired Anthony Spicer said, "Can you understand the Republicans still standing up for Trump? I've lost so much respect for the Republican Party. I could not agree with you more." John McCain is doing backflips. He's not just rolling over in his grave. He is in the next life. He's shaking his head. A few weeks back, I talked about basic government, and I told you guys checks and balances, 3 branches of government: the legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judiciary branch. And I said, if you have one branch of government that is married up with another branch, so if part of the legislative branch is married up with the executive branch, we have a problem. The Senate is so married to the president, they're not checking him. There's no check there. And now we find ourselves in this mess because they don't have a backbone, because they're so afraid they won't get reelected. Lo and behold, guess what? We elected them. They work for the people, and it's supposed to be putting the country first. They have failed in their obligation of their office, the oath of their office. It is sad. It's really sad. It is. It's really sad. I just don't understand it. I really don't. I just don't. I don't understand. He said John McCain is looking at Lindsey Graham saying, "What the hell happened?" I hope he is haunting John McCain. I hope John McCain is haunting Lindsey Graham every day. He let the president talk about him like he was a dog, and they were supposed to be best friends. Sad. You all are definitely rolling with Ramsey. We're talking about COVID-19 vaccines and so much more. Now, I had a show once before on COVID-19, had a doctor on. We were talking about it, this, that, and the other a while back, and I had to come back to it. And why did I have to come back to this? Well, we had to do an update because as of today, over 250,000 people have died. COVID is on the rise once again. Oh, and guess where it's hitting hardest? North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, all those upper Midwest country states. All the places where they say, "Oh, we good. We're good out here. Ain't nothing going down out here." We're still having Trump rallies, Sturgis motorcycle rallies. Now their hospitals are busting at the seams, and their governors are finally coming around. Well, the governor of North Dakota did. The governor of South Dakota, I don't know what she's smoking. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. I apologize. I apologize. That was my fault. Here we go. That was my fault, y'all. Bringing it back, bringing it back. Let me get back to y'all. Here we go. We're going to bring it back here shortly. All right, here we go. All right, sorry about that. A little technical difficulties. Easy to get back up on track. Ah, man. But getting back in here, I'm back in action. And so all I'm saying is we've got to make sure that we're doing everything that we can do to get this thing taken care of. To get this thing taken care of. Guys, I was slipping this week. Power cable wasn't hooked up. And it said, hey, battery check. But yeah, it is ridiculous how people have just not put the country first. I said it last week. Last week was Veterans Day, and I talked about the complacency that we have um, going on in our country and how it's cost people their lives. And we have to we just got to be careful. We got to be careful. We got to make sure that we're on top of things. And we've got to make sure that we're being the best that we can be and we're doing everything that we can. We have to. We have to. We have to. Now, I'm just one guy. You know what? Like I said, you're rolling with Ramsey, and I'm telling you right now that guess what? When it comes down to it, we got to be able to stand up for what's right. One of the last comments, like I said, good friend of mine, a leader, a mentor of mine. When I tell you a mentor, man, retired Sergeant Major Anthony Spicer, definitely a mentor. Somebody I could confide in and talk to when I was on active duty. When I found myself in situations that were just had me flabbergasted, he could always bring it back to reality for me and say, look, this is what you got to do. Make these moves right here. And I just don't get it. The president just doesn't have that person, obviously, that can talk to him and say, hey, man, you're lost. One of my favorite movies. It's a series of 3 movies. Favorite movies of all time. Y'all can tell me what your favorite movies of all time. You can list them if you want. I'll shout them out. But 3 of my favorite movies of all time are A Piece of the Action with Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier. Let's Do It Again with Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier, and Uptown Saturday Night, also with Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier. Now, my favorite out of those 3, it's a toss-up between, man, it's a hard toss-up between Piece of the Action and Let's Do It Again. They probably running a tie. But in Piece of the Action, Let's Do It Again, and they're killing these gangsters when it comes to betting on stuff. And I never forget, they went to collect from a character named Kansas City Mac. They went to collect their money. And he was hot. He played by James Amos. He was hot. He'd been beat, mad. And they looked at me and said, you lost, Mac. Live with it. Live with it. You lost. That's what I wish I could tell the president. Come on, Doc. Don't go out like this. Follow the traditions. Go out gracefully. Do something positive on your way out. Now, you all know I'm asking a lot. I'm asking a lot to ask the current president to do something that's not putting himself first. What say you? What do you guys think? Are you ready for the vaccine? Because I'm telling you right now, the vaccine is the only way we're going to get back to some sense of normalcy. And it's not going to happen right away. Do you all know that 2021, a lot of 2021 is going to be a lot like 2020? That's the reality of it. We're still going to have to operate in a sense of caution, with a sense of caution moving forward. But thank God we will have some national leadership that hopefully can bring us together. Bring us together. We need to come together to beat this thing. We're going to have to. Because before too long, everybody who's talking about the virus isn't real, this, that, and the other, it's going to reach out and touch each and every one of us in a personal way. And by the time it does that, we're going to all be in tears that we could have avoided. My heart aches for every family who has lost someone. A nurse was on TV just the other day saying people were passing away, talking about, I still don't believe it's the virus that's killing me. Are you serious? That's your last breath? Instead of wanting to say something to your family? What kind of Kool-Aid has Donald Trump got people drinking? This dude is 10 times worse than Jim Jones. And if you don't know who Jim Jones is, Google it. And you'll understand the Kool-Aid reference. We got to wake up. Not only is he taking our democracy hostage, he's got over half the country believing the craziest stuff. It's just sad. And just, just so I can say it, because I feel like I need to say it, there's no such way as being a part-time Christian to all the evangelicals out there that are supporting Donald Trump. You can't be a part-time Christian. Either you're a Christian or you're not. And we all know that Donald Trump is not following Christian values. Not only has he hijacked the Republican Party, he's hijacked the segment of America that was supposed to stand for a certain set of values. And they say, well, I can live with this and I can live with that. That's not how that's supposed to work. I'm just saying. Either you're all in or you're not. Come on now. Nino Brown. What's his famous lines, y'all? Am I my brother's keeper? New Jack City. What do he say? Am I my brother's keeper? Bible says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall inherit the earth. Come on. Let's just try to live by the golden rule, treat others the way that we want to be treated. We're not going to agree on everything. Our differences are what makes us stronger, and are far better together, united, than we will ever be torn apart. Got to live life to the fullest. You got to enjoy it. You got to enjoy it. I'm not going to lie. I miss being able to go to the movies. Hell, sometimes I'll just go by myself, sit in the back, get my popcorn, see a good movie, enjoy watching it on the big screen. It was one of my outlets. I could slip away, boom, 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 go see a late movie. It was just one of my outlets. Taken away. Should be doing it, buying some stock at AMC because it's going to come back. But just take it away. Think about this. Think about what I like to do. Go to the movies, watch the movies. One of the things I like to do. How comfortable, in what state do we have to be in to where we're ready to go back to the movies? Sit in the theater, eat our popcorn, and watch a movie. How long do you think before that'll happen? I'm going to wait. Y'all comment. Y'all let me know. How long do you think it'll take before we can go to the movies and feel safe about going to the movies? What do you think has to happen for that to happen? Come on now. What y'all think? My business partner, my little brother, the artist, QB Smith, my audio producer of this program, of this podcast. We talk about it all the time. Right now, we are preparing. We're preparing for when the floodgates open. We're preparing for when the Red Sea finally parts and we feel like we can walk down it. Because guess what? So many things are going to take place that guess what? There's going to be not enough artists to fill the festivals, not enough artists to do all the live shows and the requests that they have. We are going to be ready. We're going to be ready. Why are we going to be ready? Because we're preparing. We're trying to look at things with a different perspective, make sure that we are doing all that we can do so that when things get back to normal, we are ready. We are ready to rock and roll. But much of the country, instead of being proactive, they remain in a reactive mode. I am praying that we can all be in a proactive mode. Guys, you know what happened today? The largest school district in the country closed. The New York City school system district, they closed effective immediately. They didn't say they was doing, the report didn't come down that they were going to full virtual learning. No, they closed till further notice. The New York City school district closed until further notice. Am I the only one that feels like that this year for our kids, when it comes to education, should just be a wash? Am I the only person that feels like this school year is just unsalvageable? And when I say that, guess what? There are some kids that have been doing exactly what they're supposed to do, taking their virtual classes, doing everything the right way. And to be honest with you, they should be rewarded for doing that. And bless the teachers that are teaching them. But from a bigger picture, on a larger scale, it seems like the school year is going to be a wash for, if I had to do a percentage, 85, maybe 90%. I don't know, 90% of the kids, they're not getting online. They're not doing, being monitored like they should be. It's just a bad situation all the way around. I remember when I was taking college courses and I had my first online college class. I was struggling to get on Blackboard in the beginning, and I'm grown. And we're asking high school, middle school, and elementary school kids to do this? Man, that's a tall order. Now, guess what? To the families out there that, like I said, that are on top of it, God bless you. But there are far more kids and families that are not on top of it than those that are. And we just got to be honest about that. Leadership lacking. Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos. Man, all I'm going to say is everybody going to be judged on their own merits. But I believe she failed in her task as Secretary of Education. She failed. She failed. Horrible at her job. No national leadership. Teachers afraid to go to school, go to work. And I don't blame them. Man, you all are rolling with Ramsey. Don't forget, you can listen to Rollin Wit Ramsey on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music and Audible, and Save Radio. All those places. You can follow us on Instagram, like the Facebook page, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's my station identification break I just did, because I missed it at the bottom of the hour. Because I'm rambling. Because I just got some things on my chest that I wanted to get off today, because it's in our face. I was talking about movies a few seconds ago, and I know in the mid 80s and early 80s, man, movies were crazy. Like some, the old school horror movies and suspenseful movies and this, that, and the other. And you have movies about natural things. And I remember the movie, it's a couple of movies that were kind of wild. One of them was, y'all remember the movie Ants? Y'all remember them people sitting in the room with ants all over them, like breathing through paper tubes, waiting for the people to come in and save them? I remember that one. The other one is the Blob. The Blob. Just the big old blob. Just oozing, just slowly but surely overtaking this town. The Blob. That's kind of what COVID is like. It's kind of like the Blob. You can ignore it. You can try to stall it. But guess what? If you don't do all the right things and find out how to slow this thing down, it just keeps on. It just keeps on keeping on. Slowly but surely, overtaking stuff. And every day, People are passing away. And today it hit close to home like never before. Rest in peace, Brian Garland. BG. That brother could drive the ball, the prettiest straight ball, 150 yards. They were joking with him on our last trip, man. Most beautiful golf shot you'd ever seen. Wasn't going nowhere, 150 yards, but that thing was pretty. We were joking with BG because we told him, I said, hey, man, on the next trip, man, you hitting from a senior tees. And he was with it. He was with it. He was like, all right, cool. Yeah, let's do it. We need to make some changes to these rules anyway. Life's too short. It is. Life is just way too short. Way too short. Life is just way too short. So here's what I'm humbly, and I mean from the bottom of my heart, the most humble way I can. Here's what I'm asking. I'm asking everybody who's watching and who's going to be listening later and watching later. Put on a mask. It don't cost anything to put on a mask. Nothing at all. For the sake of our nation, let's put on a mask. Just put it on. Just put it on. Because if you put this mask on, if you put it on, you are protecting others from yourself. So if I got my mask on, I'm protecting you against me, and you're protecting yourself against me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So you are. I mask up. I'm saying, hey, man, I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about other people. That's what it says to me. It's not a political statement. It says, hey, I want to save lives. How many people have ever donated to the Red Cross, the United Way? How many people gave to the Katrina Fund after the hurricane relief, or a tornado fund after a tornado came through like Joplin, Missouri, and wiped out the whole town? If you've ever donated anything, even the smallest amount of money, $1, in any way, shape, or form, the donation I'm asking you to give costs nothing. It's not going to cost you a thing to put on a mask. Don't cost anything. It's free. Free. Free, Free. Don't cost nothing. Put on a mask. The same way, it doesn't cost anything to be courteous and have common courtesy. We don't all have to have the same political beliefs, which is clear. And that's okay because that's the country that we live in. We don't have to have the same political beliefs. We can have freedom of religion, have different religions and so forth. But none of that stops us from being courteous. Good morning. How you doing? Let me get the door for you. Thank you. You're welcome. Just because we have different beliefs doesn't mean I have to hate you. Being courteous is free. Now, I know we all walking around with masks on, but I always can seem to tell when someone is still smiling behind the mask. Their demeanor changes. You can see it. You can feel it. Something to think about. That's all I'm saying. What does it take? What's next? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. You all are rolling with Ramsey right about now, and I gotta love it. Man, I'm operating in my purpose, and there is nothing more beautiful than that. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing to know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing because you enjoy it. There are greater days ahead. There are better days ahead. There's spectacular days ahead. Beautiful days ahead. Days that are filled with love, respect, admiration, and joy. Come on now. Those days are coming. That day is tomorrow. Come on. So I want y'all to listen to this. Let's make today better than yesterday, and tomorrow better than today. Let me say it again. Let's make today better than yesterday and tomorrow better than today. And for all y'all people out there that are messy people that just like to stir up a whole bunch of mess and be in other folks' business and this, that, and the other, come on now. I got something for y'all too. Y'all ready? Because this is a doozy. I'm only going to say this one once. So you got to listen real careful. Here we go. The best business in the line of business is to have a business of your own. And if you don't have a business, make it your business to leave other people's business alone. Marinate on that. Because right now, the business that we should all be in are being soldiers, everyday foot soldiers fighting a battle against COVID-19, aka the coronavirus. Doing what we can do, staying masked up, washing our hands regularly, and being good stewards as we move forward now, trying to get this thing under control. I know that we can do it. We just all have to get on the same page. Easier said than done. I know that. And I'm praying that those people who are not still wanting to believe that the virus is real and so forth, I'm praying that it doesn't reach out and touch them. I'm praying that it doesn't affect their family. I don't want them to come around to the right way of thinking the hard way. I don't want to see another child on TV saying that my father died because he didn't believe that the virus was real. No, let's do what we have to do. The vaccines are coming. Let's believe in the vaccine and let's get back to being able to live our best lives in the greatest country in the world and enjoying life more and more every day. Let's get back to that. Let's work on that. That's what we need to do. I'm just saying. Too blessed to be stressed. I really am. I really am. Man, you guys have been rolling with Ramsey. It's been real. I'm telling you right now that my guest next week, because it will be the week of Thanksgiving next week, I'm having a phenomenal guest next week. We're getting back to the entertainment side. I'm going to have on an awesome individual who has been a manager to several, when I say several, and still works with several famous R&B artists. Oh my goodness. He's phenomenal, and I'm looking forward to being able to have him on and talk to him. Marvin McIntyre, Brother is Bad, aka the Marvelous One, is gonna be on next week, and I'm gonna have Marvin on, man. Marvelous Enterprises. I mean, he's worked with them all. Keith Sweat, Johnny Gill, Jody Watley, just to name a few. I mean, brother got it going on. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. Karen White, bruh, tell him the list goes on and on. And so I'm so looking forward to having him on board. Uh, it is going to be just a good brother all the way around. Looking forward to talking to him. Can't wait to get him out there on the golf course and give him the business. Uh, my birthday is coming up, November the 30th. Hey, it's going to be my birthday. What you know? I can send y'all my cash app. If I can get all my friends, people on my friends list to give me $1, I'll be a rich man. Cash tag flight 484. Holla at your boy. Oh man. No shame in my game. I'll take $1 from everybody. Just one. Uh, I'm blessed to be going on to have lived another year. I'm very thankful as Thanksgiving is approaching. And I just want everybody to know that And I'm going to say this before I get up out of here. Life is truly too short. Tell your friends that you care about them. Tell them that you love them, how much you appreciate them, how much you enjoy having them in your life. If you got any beef or strife with anybody, squash it. It's okay to say, I apologize. Let's move on and truly mean it. I'm going to tell you right now, give me my flowers now. I don't need no big arrangement at my memorial service or my funeral. Give me my flowers now while I'm still living. That's the attitude and motivation you should have. Pick up the phone and call that person you've been thinking about. Tell them, say, hey man, you were just on my mind. And see how far that goes. Just want to call and say hello, man. Tell you I appreciate you. Do things like that. We need more of that and less of this division and strife. And to my young people out there, value life. Value life. There's no glory. There's no glory in death. Value life. Walk around here shooting at people and not caring this, that, and the other with no regard for life. Value life. You all have been rolling with Ramsey. Another week has gone by. I'm going to tell you what I always tell you. I love you, and there is nothing you can do about it. I'm going to tell you once again, hey, I need y'all's help to grow this platform and to build it and to make sure that we continue to explode and erupt like Mount St. Helens, a volcano. I need your help. What do you mean by that, Chuck? I need you to like the Facebook page. I need you to share the Rollin Ramsey Facebook page with your friends and family and ask them to do the same. Follow me on Instagram at ROLLINWITRAMSEY, Rollin Wit Ramsey. Follow us on Twitter. Go to the YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. Come on now. You can listen to Rollin Wit Ramsey, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Audible. And last but not least, Save Radio. Come on now. Another week has gone by, and you all have officially been doing what? Rollin with Ramsey. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.